This is your Canva dashboard. You have all of the different options for types of projects. You could choose video projects. You can also choose things that are going to be print materials. So if you intend to print them out at some point, this is what you're going to go with one of the print options. If you want to make a custom design, then you're going to click Create Design and choose a custom size if you know what dimensions you want it to be. A lot of us this year are going to be making things for our Canvas classrooms. So let's look at potential options that you can design inside of Canva for your Canvas classes. The first thing is you can add an image to the cover of your class. So this is basically a rectangular shape, and I have chosen the dimensions for mine. You can see that this is a duplicate of that. I decided that my dimensions, when I click on download, you can see what your current dimensions are. 1200 by 800 pixels. That worked about right. That was what I needed for this. And I went over, once I was in just a blank design, I came over and looked through my options. I've got template choices. So if I'd wanted to use any of these template options, I could have used those. But there's also just really simple, I wanted to add some text. And there's tons of fun templates that you can pull over. All you're going to have to do with these is highlight over the words and write what you want on them. And then you will have the option when you click on anything inside of Canva to alter a bunch of stuff with it. So this was this fun little design called Newt. That's the font name. So here's all your font options. They're up here. And right here is where you do your text color. You can change it to be any of these. And if you want it to be a custom color, you can also put in the HTML code for it. And if you don't know how to do that, it's easy to go into Google and search for color codes. And you will know, then you can see what is the 6 digits for any different color. In addition to that, you can do most of the things that you are used to being able to do in Google Docs. So you can center things, you can add lists, there's your spacing. Effects are going to be things like adding a shadow to something, all different kinds of options here. Animate this is going to be like if you're making this for one of the big TVs that are in your school, that you want to show the kids, or if you want it to be some kind of video that you're showing to the kids, you then can add an effect to it so that it's moving. Super easy to do, and you can see the options just by moving your mouse over your different options. So you can take any really simple thing. It's just the name of my class there, and you can turn it into something that's it's really kind of fun. If you want, inside of your Canvas class, if you want these pictures right here to move, you actually can. You just would make them, when you go to download, you would have added some kind of design to it. Say we've now added this bounce design to it, and it's set for about 5 seconds, like it repeats every 5 seconds. And when you go to download, we don't want to download it as a video, because we're going to be uploading it as an image, but we're going to download it as a GIF. And when we download it, it's a super easy process. It's just going to save it, most likely to your downloads or your desktop. And then once you have it, you are going to be able to put it inside of your Canvas class, and I'll show that to you. So inside of my Canvas class, I'll do my yearbook one because that's what it was that I was, I'm going over here to settings and up here to the picture. And I'm just going to say, let's choose an image for this. And off of my downloads, I might have even put it in my desktop. I did. I've downloaded this as a GIF. And I'm updating the course details. Now when I look on my dashboard, what I'll see will be this rotating video over and over again of this, yearbook like that. So sometimes we have to remember that the internet can be slow. So if you choose a lot of video graphics, if you're doing a lot of GIFs and moving things, you may end up seeing that the kids aren't seeing it load the way that you want. So sometimes just a clean image is the way to go. All right, let's look at a few more options that we have. Photos, this is going to give you the option to search for thousands of different photos. These are stock images, meaning because you have a Canva account, these images are free for you to use. So anything that is in here, there's no copyright on, and you are able to do with whatever you want. It can be really helpful. You just say, I just need a picture of a dog, and then you suddenly have thousands of dogs to look at, and you can describe whatever it is that you're wanting. Let's talk about a few more things in the way of downloading things. So I want to show you, a lot of us are going to want within our Canvas classes to have buttons across the top, clickable buttons. So this is my student view of this course, and I want the kids to be able to click on these buttons and be able to go to these places. So how I made that was inside of Canva. I made a custom design, and I had the dimensions were 250 by 250 pixels. So I wanted it to be a square. I then came over to elements, and I just found a simple circle. So your buttons could be any shape, any size that you want them to be. There's a bunch of different options when it comes to the shapes. And everything here is just, it's clicking and dragging it onto your design. You just click, drag, and then drop it, and it will turn it into, I'm going to pull over here so I have a blank one to work on. So let's say I'm going to throw this circle on here. I'm going to get it to be about the size. So everything is, it's just very intuitive. You're going to drag stuff. You're going to make it the size that you want it. And I don't want it to get cut off. So I'm going to, what I love about this is it gives you these great guides. It says things like it's right in the center, and it's right in the middle. Okay. So now I have just a circle here. So one of the nice things about this program is that, so when you download things, when you've started out with a blank canvas like this is actually not a white background. It's as if there's no background. And so when I throw the shape on here, this shape is just a circle. So it's going to upload as just simply a circle that itself is clickable. The way that you ensure it does that, so that you don't get this white square around the circle, is when you go to download, you are going to download it as a PNG. Just make sure that's what you're doing. If you do it as a JPEG, it's not going to it's going to download it as a square image, not just this circle. It's the difference between clip art and photographs. So I want to then add some text to it. So I'm going to click on text, and I have the option of using a template or just clicking add a heading and then writing whatever it is that I want. You're going to have to think about, what do you want your buttons to say, if you want them to link to modules, or if you want them to link to a disclosure statement, whatever it is that you want. And if I don't like this particular font, I can change it by highlighting over it, going up and choosing a different font. Again, that if I want the text maybe to be a color other than white, I can click up here to text color. I'm just going to try to create kind of a custom color that matches this burgundy, but sort of more on the, I'm going to try to where I get sort of a lighter burgundy option and click that and say that's what I want it to look like. So I have my burgundy and pink. There you go. And now I have a clickable button. So when I download this, I'm just going to choose that I want it as a PNG. You can have multiple things in one document. This is what I've got, multiple things in one document. And I can download them either all the pages together, and that's going to put it into a zipped file, or you can download them one at a time, just by clicking on an individual thing, one of the choices, and then downloading only that circle. It's going to let you name things. It's going to let you name each thing you download. So even though my project is called syllabus, it doesn't matter because I'm going to be able to download it and name it then whatever I want. There's so many possibilities of great things that you can do. Let's look at the option in our Canvas classes of saying you would like a banner across the top right here. If I want to have a banner, let me show you an example of that. So this is one of my Weber Online classes, and we needed to have a banner across the top. So this right here. And so in my Canva, I just decided to design a square shape banner. But right up here, when you click on Google Classroom Header, there's a bunch of awesome just templates for you to choose from. And it's going to give you the dimensions that you would like a banner to be. Obviously, you may not like all of the template choices, but there really are some fun things here that when you think about them, they're actually very editable. So you might not like the little things on the side. I don't want a moving sun, but maybe I love this yellow over the pink, or I really want that. Is it Dalmatian? I guess Dalmatian color. So it's going to come on and then I can just change it to be, whatever I want. So many fun options within inside of Canva. Fun math class, that you're adding something to. And then this would just be like a banner that you would then upload onto your Canvas homepage. It's a really simple thing to do. So once you have downloaded your image, when you're in your Canvas class, you would then go up to image and say upload an image, and it's going to go right onto your page. And then you have just some more personality inside of our Canvas classes. Gives the kids sort of a sense of, I think that being able to click on buttons, it makes it feel a lot more like a professional web page. Let's explore some of our video options. So if you're making an announcement about upcoming elections, or that there's tryouts for the school play, you can use you can start a video presentation. So that's what this is a video presentation option. And I started out with a template. I don't know that I love my template. So I think instead what I'm going to do is say, I'd like to just go to photos and then say, I want to look at backgrounds. And I like this background. So I'm just going to throw that background on there. I'm going to right click on it and I'm just going to say replace the background. Now I have that. Now if I want to get rid of any of the other things that were on the template, I can just pull, you can drag over a bunch of elements at a time and just say delete. And now I'm working from a fresh design. Maybe you want the crumpled paper over the sky. There's just so many fun options. So at this point, then we're going to add some text to it. We're going to say, I want to add, I want it to look like it would match this cool sky. This is called Big Shoulders. Big Shoulders something. That's the name of this font. What a fun job to name fonts. And we can change our color. I kind of think that it would make more sense to have it look as a blue. So I like that, that bluish look with that. Okay, so I'm going to name this to say Picture Day. It's way too big. So I am going to shrink it. But the other thing is, remember, you're just going to change the size of the box. You can make it as wide as your, as wide as the template, as wide as your design if you want. So Picture Day. And let's say that if I were doing this, I would probably want the information in this video to come up little bits at a time. So I'm going to say the first slide right here is just going to be Picture Day. And then the next slide is going to say the time. That's a great way to advertise things when you're making an announcement. So if you end up making an announcement about something, think about that you really want to think about what are the kids going to see visually? And remember that people can only take in small amounts of information at a time. And that almost always is a more powerful way of reaching people. If I want to just directly copy this page so that I can then change it to say, oh, this is August 24th. It's actually my birthday. And I think at this point I do want it to be a little bit less than 300. So I'm going to go to 144. I could type it in if I wanted as well. And I want it to be centered. So to see where you get those grid lines, it really helps you to know, oh, I'm right smack dab in the center. And I'm going to make sure that this one is also in the center. There we go. Okay, so we have Picture Day. And then the day that it is, it's going to bug me if it's not exactly the same. So we'll highlight over that and change this guy to 144. So it matches and reposition. So there we go. So now we've got this this video that you control how long that's going to be on this slide right here. So I came up to the clock thing and I am going to tell it I only want this to be, let's say 3 seconds. In fact, 3 seconds is too long. I want 2 seconds. Okay, and then I'm going to go to this one. This one, it has more pertinent information. The first one, everybody's going to understand after they've seen this one time that is the Picture Day announcement. So the thing that matters the most is the information about the day. So think about that as well if you are making videos that just always think about what are the kids going to see and what actually matters with this. So I want to add maybe just something else to this so that it just animate it in some way. So inside of here on Picture Day, I'm going to go up to my Animate option and I am going to look through some of my options here. So that's, if it comes in as a block, typewriter. I don't know that that goes with the sky. That sort of goes with the sky. Maybe that it's, no. You could spend a lot of time here. This is kind of how I end up spending a great deal of my life as a teacher, is doing fun things, just fun things that are for graphic design. So anyway, once you choose some sort of animation to it, I'm going to make sure that that's the same on each one of my options. Let's go to my Animate. I'm going to choose the burst option again. And now if I want to see what my whole project looks like, I can go up here to play. This is Picture Day. And August 24th. So you can see that that's what is happening on it. If you want things to be at all shorter, you're welcome to do that. So then look up here on download. Download, I am then going to say, I want to download this as a video. That way it will just literally be an MP4 file that I can then give to whoever is in charge of putting things onto the videos that are in the halls, and they can throw it on there. Or maybe it goes on the school website, school YouTube channel. But if I want, I could also make this a GIF like we learned before. Um, and I don't know why you would want it to be a GIF. You could put it at the top of an email if you wanted. You are able to insert this type of stuff into an email. But so anyway, those are the basics of Canva. So you've got your download stuff up here. Let's say I started out with everything this way and these dimensions, but I found out I needed the dimensions to be different. I'm going to click on the resize option and I'm going to say, make it this kind that goes for an Instagram story, make it an Instagram post, a Facebook cover. And then when you click on any of these, it's going to say, do you want to just resize this file or do you want to copy it and resize the copy? So sometimes that's nice. You can get multiple. You might have one design, one ad that you want to put in several different places. You want to put it on the school website. You want to put it on the TV. You want to put it. You want to have it printed as well. So there's lots of different options when it comes to that. So those are the basics of Canva.